today's March 16th, 2023. This week there were 72 reported cases of COVID-19 in Charlotte-Mecklenburg County, which shows a 47 decrease over the last 2 weeks. Therefore, each subject is comfortable not wearing a mask. Okay, to get started, will you please describe your physical features?
I am a female, African American. I wear glasses. I have short hair. I'm about 5'6".
Okay, great. We're going to go ahead and get started. So where's home for you right now?
Home is in Gastonia, North Carolina.
And where were you before that?
I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay. And where were you born?
I was born in Gastonia, North Carolina.
Okay, so you've been in Charlotte for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So can you describe your experience during the last 2 years and more of the COVID-19 pandemic?
The first year of COVID, the first of the 2 years, it was just getting acclimated to working from home, having the kids at home. It was just like a whole new world because I worked in the office and then I was just sent home and we haven't been back to the office since. So, that's pretty much been my experience.
How old are your kids?
My daughter Jay is 17 and AJ is 15.
I bet that was tough having both teenagers at home during COVID.
Well, it was a blessing in disguise for me because they spent half their time with their dad and half their time with me. But during COVID, I got to spend all that time with them and they would go to their dad's on the weekend. So I got to actually be part of the school process and cook dinner every night. So for me, it was a kind of like a bad thing to happen, but a good thing for me to be able to spend at least almost 2 years with my kids every day.
Yeah, for sure. What do you remember about the early days of COVID when we first started lockdown and quarantine?
It just felt like a ghost town. Like you would go outside, no one would be there. At the grocery stores, everyone was just like, don't touch me. Everyone was avoiding being around each other, even with masks on. Like I remember wiping down canned goods and all the groceries and washing my hands and just cleaning just to make sure everybody was safe and not get sick.
Yeah. I know they put barricades on some of the roads too, so you couldn't travel anywhere.
I know.
It's crazy. How have your friendships or family relationships changed during the pandemic? So I know you said it was good to have your kids at home.
Yeah.
What about other family members or friends?
I think it caused us to talk to each other more on the phone, communicate more, see if anyone needed anything. So it kind of brought us closer together. I think my friends and family, we all kind of looked out for each other, tried to make sure everybody was okay. I think it brought us closer together.
Yeah. Did you ever do like group FaceTime or Zoom calls or anything with your family?
Oh, we got creative. Like my family would do group like FaceTime, Zoom calls with my friends. We would have like Zoom wine nights and game nights. Like we would play card games during Zoom, and we just get together. Or sometimes we'd just watch TV shows together. So it just came to be, something different, I think, because we couldn't see each other face to face, but we still wanted to hang out. So that's what we did.
I'm sure that would help your boredness too. That way you have something, wine night to look forward to or something like that.
Yeah.
And have it just be every day the same. Was there a time you stepped in to help someone affected by COVID?
Yeah, at the time when COVID first hit, I was not in Charlotte. I was still in Gastonia, and there was an elderly man that lived across the street from me. He would have his groceries delivered, but he couldn't walk to get the groceries, so they would drop the groceries at the doorstep. And so whenever I would see the grocery guy come, I would stop and go and take all his groceries in his house. I wear my mask and everything, but he has both his legs were amputated, so he couldn't really get around except with his limbs being amputated. So I would go take his groceries in, put them up for him, and it just all started because I saw him struggling one day trying to get out to get groceries, and he just couldn't make it down the stairs. And I was just like, well, I'm gonna help him. And I did. And so I did it for at least months until his family stepped in to help, but
Wow, that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that. How has COVID changed your normal routines, both during quarantine and now that COVID has recessed?
I think I'm more conscious about being like, if I'm sick, wearing a mask if I'm sick, because before, if I was sick, I wouldn't think, I would just go out and
Yeah.
washing my hands more for sure, and hand sanitizer for sure. Even though I washed my hands often, but to have hand sanitizer and use it before dinner and before I eat and stuff was a big thing. It's now a big thing for me. I do that. Other than that, I can't think of anything else that has changed as far as my habits.
Do you still do like virtual nights with your family, or is that more in person now?
No, everything's more in person. As soon as it was said that no more being in the house and the restrictions were lifted, everyone was back getting together.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that has changed, though, we do ask if people are vaccinated, and if they're not, to wear a mask. So we still try to put precautions there if people are not vaccinated and make sure that they're protected.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sure. Yeah. What are some challenges that you faced during the pandemic?
I think initially I'm a very social person, so it was hard to be in the house. Like, it was hard. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't go shopping. I couldn't go to, like, my outlet was just Starbucks.
Yeah.
Because I love Starbucks. But, like, not being able to, like, physically see, like, be in the room with people it's really hard when you're an extrovert, because you are happiest when you're around people and talking. And so that was hard.
Yeah. May I ask how that affected your mental health?
I did start therapy during that time. I think I had so much time to myself. I started seeing, like, well, maybe I need to talk to somebody, because I have all these things that are going on, and, past traumas. Like, so now it's probably better time than not to address some of the stuff that you distract from not wanting to address. So
yeah, I think a lot of people felt that way.
Yeah.
During that time. You're definitely not the only one. Yeah. What about your kids? What struggles did they have?
It was hard. AJ is like me, so he struggled. Like, school was I hate to say it, was a joke. Like, it got to the point where, like, I'm sitting here, forcing this child to do these Zooms with these teachers, to do these assignments, and he doesn't want to do it. Mm-hmm. Like, he doesn't have his teacher there. Some of the material was, like, super duper easy, not challenging. Jaya, I think she was okay a little bit because she was older. She was in high school. But AJ, being the social butterfly that he is, he struggled the most.
Yeah, for sure. What are some long-lasting consequences of COVID?
I think for the kids, socialization is a big one, and loss of learning is another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you can see it. Yeah. There's no getting back that time not being in a classroom. So I think that's the one thing. The other thing is, like, the economy.
Yeah.
The amount that we have to spend now for things because of COVID and inflation. Like, had it not been for COVID, I don't think we would be in this economic kind of flow right now. I think COVID kind of dictates, companies trying to make up for the losses that they took through those years of COVID. So economically, I do think we are not going to see a change. And I think we've seen the biggest change, but I don't think it's going to ever go back to what it was pre-COVID.
Yeah.
So
what about with you and your family? Did you have any long-lasting consequences that you've noticed?
Not really. I don't think so. Like, no one in my family, no one passed away or got really sick from COVID. I did have family members to get COVID, but, like, I think if anything, it's not like necessarily consequence. I think good things come of it, because now we are more intentional about spending time with each other. Mm-hmm. getting together as a family more than we did pre-COVID. I think we kind of took advantage of not spending quality time with each other.
Yeah.
But when it's taken away, then you kind of want it and you want to appreciate it more when you get it back. So
I feel like you start to realize that maybe that was an area in your life that you weren't prioritizing as much as you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Because life, you get busy, but I think now everybody, from my family standpoint, everybody, we've gotten together like 4 times in the last 6 months, which would have never happened.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID. We were seeing each other twice a year, but to get together like 4 to 5 times already, and we still haven't made it, I say since December, we've been together at least 4 or 5 times. Like, that's huge.
Yeah, for sure. That's
So,
great. I'm glad that you have that.
Yeah.
So what did work look like for you? I know you said you work from home. Can you say what you do for work?
Yeah, I'm a litigations analyst for Farmers Insurance. Work for me was, it was hard not being a team environment because I was starting early in my career. But, I was able to get promotions through COVID. Like, I was able to progress in my career during COVID, which I never thought would happen. I don't even know if it would have happened had I been in the office, to be honest. But yeah, I got like 2 promotions and I landed into the litigation role, and I was able to go to school and graduate with my bachelor's. And I don't know, it just kind of opened up opportunities that I don't think would have been there.
Congratulations on the bachelor.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what are some other good things you've learned through the experience with the pandemic? I know you said making sure you're hanging out with your family, and then your work experiences. Do you have any other good things you've learned?
Yeah. I just think not to take time for granted. Just be very in the moment, be very present, and because you never know what's going to happen from one day to the next. So just like if you have your friends or family that's around, just love on them and be there for them as much as you can. And just be really intentional about your time because you only get so much time, So, yeah, I think that's one of the biggest.
Did you start any hobbies?
Well, I always baked, so I kept baking for sure. But I'm trying to think, did I do anything? I probably did more like DIY stuff.
Yeah.
Like me and the kids made their desks that they were going to work on and during COVID. So we went out to Lowe's because that was one of the stores we could go to and got wood and made like their desks that they would use when they were, doing schoolwork from my house. And so that was fun.
Yeah, I bet.
We probably could have just bought a desk, but at the time, there were no desks available, and they started school like on a Monday, and they needed a space to work.
Yeah.
So we had to build it. And
I feel like Lowe's was the only place you would see people out at stores. I also did some DIYs, and Lowe's was the only place I would see anyone at the store. Everywhere else would be bare, but Lowe's had that. Yeah. What was the process like transitioning back to normal? And what were your thoughts and opinions on the different recommendations that the government put out?
At first, I was a little hesitant. So I still wore my mask when they first started lifting the restrictions. I kind of eased into it. I was never really fearful of getting COVID. So I wasn't like one of those that didn't do anything, wore gloves and all that. I didn't do that. I still lived my life. I didn't let COVID dictate my day-to-day. Mm-hmm. I followed the procedures, the protocols, whatever they were at the time. And I didn't even really gripe too much about the protocols. If they want us to wear a mask, okay, great, wear a mask. If that means me wearing a mask, standing 6 feet, I'm outside and there's somebody 6 feet away from me, then I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, but now, I don't think about it.
Yeah.
It's like a fleeting thought. It happened and it's gone.
Thankfully.
I know. I know.
Yeah. Overall, How has your life changed since March of 2020?
All for the good. I cannot say anything bad about that time with COVID. Like, I did a lot of personal growth during that time. I think it was for me, a moment of reckoning, a moment of, you need to really focus in on who Jewell is, what Jewell wants. This is your time to do it. And so that's what COVID was for me. It was just like COVID was here, and it was a blessing in disguise for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very fortunate for that.
Yeah.
So you said personal growth. How else do you feel like COVID has shaped you as a person?
Just more appreciative and just more slowing down a little bit, like just really appreciating life and just kind of, even though I got stuff going on, I think COVID forced me to slow down.
Yeah.
And through the day, even slow down and just not rush everything. Like, yeah, that's been the biggest change for me.
Okay. What do you think your future will look like?
Very great. I don't know. I think my future will involve me volunteering and giving back to my community. I think professionally, I'll continue to grow in corporate America. And then I'll probably, I had a bakery before. I'll probably venture out and do another small business. But I'm so big on whatever I get, whatever I'm blessed with, I think you should give it back out. So like, some people get the wealth or the money or the resources and they keep it for themselves. And I think I keep my blessings because I give it back out. So I think no matter how much money I make in corporate, I'll always give back. I'll always volunteer. And I'll probably always be an entrepreneur in some form or fashion. I think that's what from now on probably to the day I leave here, that's probably what my life will look like.
What kind of volunteering do you like to do?
I like kids. I like giving back to the elderly, like making sure they're okay, because I think a lot of times they get lost, and left behind. And being raised by my grandmother, I'm just so used to being around older people anyway. Like, so something like that. I'm not for sure how, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so do you have any additional stories or experiences you want to share about COVID?
Yeah, the one thing I didn't buy toilet paper. I didn't go out and buy a whole bunch of toilet paper or the water. I didn't do that. Yeah. And we never ran out.
Wow.
I never had to search for it. I didn't stockpile it, and we never ran out. So
that was such an interesting time when everyone was buying that. Didn't quite understand why those were the first things to go.
No.
It felt like the apocalypse.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't do the toilet paper or the water.
Okay. Did you try any of those like social media? I know one thing was like making fluffy coffee or something like that, like those types of DIYs.
No.
Or Disney put out their churro recipe. Did you do anything like experimenting with like foods?
I think we probably baked a couple cakes, but I don't think we did try to make bread, which I'm not a bread baker. I bake desserts. So that was one thing that we did that I probably would have never done. Yeah.
Was it good?
No.
Oh.
Bread is hard.
You tried. That's all that matters.
I tried.
Okay, so do you want to talk about your hand map at all? Can you kind of explain what you've got on your hand map and how that relates to your life and how you experienced COVID?
So this is my hand, and on the 5 adjectives that I used to describe me was fun, goal-driven, loving, caring, and a giver. On the outside, what was important to me was my kids, my faith, my family, my friends, and my pets. My first two thoughts of COVID was no more COVID and thankful. And then my future is like grad school, which I'm currently in, traveling, and a new small business.
That's awesome. I love that kind of thing. It's great. What kind of traveling do you want to do in the future?
Well, we're going to Italy for 3 weeks in June. And I don't know. That's it for right now as for JS graduation.
How do you think COVID will, or if there are any lasting restrictions in Italy for COVID, how do you think that will be?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know if they still wear masks. I don't think they still wear masks over there. I think what's going to be interesting is when I get over to Europe, because we stop in Rome, just to see like if there are anything different than the U.S. airports, like their airports compared to our airports, or restaurants compared to our restaurants, or if they have hand washing stations, like at the restaurants. And I don't know.
Or like social relationships, I feel like look a little bit different, just because each country had a different COVID experience.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
I wonder if they're gonna feel like, oh, she's from the U.S., don't touch her, or maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you have any last things you want to add?
No.
Okay. Thank you so much for partaking in this.
You're welcome.